Today we are attending a freak-off party to eliminate two targets, the host of tonight's event P. Diddy and VIP guest Ghislaine Maxwell, who is Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend. We'll be dressed in all white and taking in a tranquilizer gun, a screwdriver, a durian fruit and a firework. Not the strongest loadout or outfit choice, but 47 could kill water with a knife. I head inside the mansion looking like I'm ready for a day spa and see Diddy making his grand entrance. They say Diddy is the worst thing to happen to kids since bedtimes. As he greets his guests, I survey the room. Half the people here are one spiked champagne flute away from disaster. If only there were some red flags that could have warned us about Diddy's potential behavior patterns. I mean, he did say in his own rap song, "We date them, we hate them, we don't treat them well, we beat them, never get their freedom." It kind of goes on like that for a while, but I guess we all just thought he was rapping in parables, not creating hard evidence. Diddy heads backstage, but as I'm both sober and a middle-aged man, I'm not allowed to follow him. The big girl doesn't even try and roofie me, it's hard not to be a little offended. I make my way to the runway to gather intelligence. Say what you will about Puff Daddy, but he sure knows how to oil a man up. I wish I had invested in Johnson & Johnson a couple of decades ago. You can actually pinpoint on a stock chart when he started hosting events. I don't often understand the foreign Byzantine world of fashion, but this particular exhibition speaks to me on a spiritual level. I head outside, and one of the managers seems to suspect I'm up to no good. This is strange, as besides the fact I'm dressed like a samurai princess, I don't see how I'm standing out at all. I attempt to enter the VIP area of the mansion, but I'm denied, and so I pivot and head down to the cellars. Using my impeccable timing, I slip in behind one of the waiters, choke him out, and take his clothes. I figure I better hide the waiter properly, as leaving a naked unconscious body around at this venue is like giving me a loaded gun and making me go to brunch with my girlfriend and her friends and expecting me not to blow my brains out. I'm just saying, if you invite me to brunch and all you're going to talk about is a romantic novel that everyone but me has read, that's not brunch, that's a book club, and I felt excluded. I discover that this is where Diddy keeps his stash of baby oil. I'll be honest, I would never have got through that 9-month stint I did in jail for tax evasion if it wasn't for baby oil. I mean, I proceed to do a little mopping, as it's always nice to feel useful, plus this helps me get into my mansion staff character. No one's watching, but at least the floors are a little cleaner. I continue surveying the cellar and find the commercial kitchen. It's an all-male lineup of kitchen staff. Less taste, but also less maternity leave. I steal a kitchen knife and then do some more mopping. When you think assassin, you think like snipers and grenades, not meticulously cleaning floors, but this is what most jobs are like. Before YouTube, I became an accountant to meet hot babes, but ended up in an office with no windows surrounded by Indian dudes for 4 years. They mostly spoke in Hindi, so I couldn't even joke around with them. They might as well have been discussing a romantic novel I was yet to read. I did learn that most Indian guys have pretty huge... I enter the break room and it's extremely crowded. This is a pretty spooky mansion, but the only thing scaring these employees is an honest day's work. I don't see anyone else mopping. I head into the progressive co-ed locker room as 2 employees give advice to a crying woman. These people will do anything but their job. I mean, given where we are, she probably has a valid reason to be upset, but what, is she allergic to baby oil? Just let Diddy lather you up and then join a class action lawsuit and sue him like a normal person. I pull out my durian fruit and throw it at this guy's head. The Suki lass then runs off to get a guard. Now she's metaphorically and physically running from her problems. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out I'm the fruit ninja, and so I have to stab this witness. I begin to lose control of the situation and bodies rapidly stack up. I do my best to clean up the mess, but then make the brave decision to calmly jog away as the mansion cellar fills up with angry armed guards. I make my way upstairs and outside to the gardens. I'm not loving my position as they all have automatic weapons, the Diddy basement has way more bodies than normal, and I'm all out of Southeast Asian fruit to throw. I continue sweeping the grounds and find employees on break again. Whoever is organising these freak-off parties needs to implement some KPIs for the staff. You can't spike a drink if they're never getting refilled. I head up another level and get the perfect view of Diddy addressing his guests. I'm a bit sad I never got to attend a Diddy party. Not famous enough, I guess, which is humbling. I suppose my invite got lost in the mail. Every day I would check my texts, but no invitation, so I have a tainted view of the big guy. On the other hand, maybe Diddy is catching too much heat. I mean, besides the evidence, there isn't any reason to believe he's a bad guy. I head upstairs and the guard wants to frisk me. I quickly ditch my weapons and allow the search to continue. Finally, I'm getting some action. Sure, it's just a male security guard briefly brushing his hands against my balls as he searches for a gun, but now I join a long list of people who have gotten action at a freak-off. I mean, I think the actual amount of celebrities who went to these parties gets exaggerated just a little bit. Like, besides all these guys. It was basically just his inner circle. He even got Prince Harry from the royal family to come. Like, Harry, what are you doing, lad? Shouldn't you be drinking tea at a huge gold palace while your grandma flicks the bean to an FA Cup final? Some blame Harry for attending the parties. I blame Meghan Markle, as she is very persuasive. I wanted to stop watching Suits at season 5, but every time the writing got worse, she would undo another button on her blouse. We successfully make it to the VIP area of the mansion. Here I find a stunning view of Paris. I take a photo of the Eiffel Tower that I will never look at again in my entire life instead of enjoying the moment. My second target, Ghislaine Maxwell, appears and heads straight for a glass of white wine and drinks it even though the glass has been left unattended. For someone who is considered max prestige at sneakily drugging people, she needs to lock in. She gets sus because Agent 47 doesn't exactly have a warm aura, and so I make my way to what is a private auction for the world's most exotic and rare illegal goods. The world's elite gather to bid on the most elusive bottle of baby oil in the world. This baby oil is rumoured to be so slippery, your DNA slips right off the victim and you can never be criminally charged. I follow Epstein's honey as the hunter becomes the hunted. She has high security and I'm not allowed into her office. A closed door policy is probably half the reason staff morale is so low. She seems paranoid. I guess after her boyfriend tragically killed himself. To be fair, if my girlfriend cut her hair short, I would probably shoot myself in the back of the head as well. I need a plan as security is thick and all I have is a camera with a photo of the Eiffel Tower on it. I make my way into the attic, which has been set up as a base of operations for the mansion's defense. It becomes clear that the Diddy work ethic issues are just as rampant within the security detail. I committed a triple homicide in the staff locker room and this guy is up here playing on his iPad. I find a fire axe laying around and then I begin running or jogging. 47 never breaks a soft jog and I respect him for it. I have a moment of weakness and axe one of the guards in the stomach. Next thing you know, I'm using one of their rifles to mow down just about everyone with a pulse. Even for a Diddy party, this is a bit much, and as I run out of ammo, I attempt to flee. Agent 47, the genetically modified killing machine, proceeds to die a virgin. That being said, if the guards are slow to bag the corpse, that might change. I feel as if I didn't have the tools for the job, and so I return to the loadout screen and swap out the durian fruit for a banana. I head back into the party, slip into the north gate, and attempt to set up a banana trap for one of the guards. It doesn't work out, and I'm gunned down in the street like a dog. It becomes clear that fruit is not the key that will unlock the chastity belt that is Diddy's mansion. I reshape my loadout to be less like what you might find in Dora the Explorer's backpack and more like what a genetically modified killing machine would take. A silenced pistol, some emetic pills so I can roofie someone and enjoy the festivities, a briefcase with a 50 caliber silent sniper rifle in it, don't overthink how it fits in there, that's what Diddy said, a combat knife in case I need to cut up an orange, an electronic lock hacker, some Batman throwing stars, a COVID vaccination, a frag grenade, and a tanto. Although the tanto may be smaller than the traditional samurai sword, it's just small enough to fit inside Agent 47's ass. It's time to take down Puff Daddy. I decide to rescout the area and begin with the bathrooms. Here I find an invitation to the VIP auction, which is too easy. I was expecting to find some hand soap, a scented candle, or hopefully even a passed out oiled up Latina in here, but an invitation is a great silver medal. I show it to the guards and make my way inside, this time as an honoured guest. Unfortunately, they still want to frisk me. I can't allow this to happen as not even Diddy allows fragmentation grenades at his functions. I decide to utilise my Batman throwing stars. Not lethally, but as a distraction, which has to be the most anticlimactic way to utilise Batman throwing stars possible. Still, it gets the job done, and I'm able to slip upstairs with all of my weapons. I spot a teenage boy in a dress and heels, but no, it's just Ghislaine Maxwell. I sit down at the auction, and Ghislaine even comes over to greet me. The small yet imperative modern day niceties are not lost on this woman. With this level of hospitality, I condone but can appreciate how she successfully groomed so many people. I patiently wait for an option to bid, but nothing ever happens. Agent 47 is a brokey. I did some research, and apparently Agent 47 earns between $100,000 and $600,000 per kill, which seemed kind of cheap until I researched real-life hitman prices. In Australia, you can pretty much have anyone whacked for 75 large. A sum of money for sure, but in exchange for taking another human's life, it seems like pretty good value as a boob job costs around 20k. So you could either get one person killed or get 4 boob jobs. Every human life taken in Australia is worth approximately 8 silicon breasts. Let that sink in. I locate a sniping platform for later and then sneak into the attic. As handsome as this guy is, I decide to silently eliminate him and his friend. I hide the bodies and secure myself an elite guard disguise. All the guards in the attic know I'm an imposter. Probably because they just hang out all day up here doing no work, so they're all best friends. Like for example, there's an entire camera network set up here and no one manning it. Diddy is going to be so pissed when he finds out these guys forgot to press record. I find some weapons, but also a USB drive belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know what's on this secret drive, but I doubt it's an MP4 of 2003's hottest pirate movie, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. I look around and eventually find a laptop in which I insert the drive. On the USB drive actually is Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. It seems that Ghislaine is good at picking movies and good at persuading people to go to a remote island with her. I head back into the auction room and make a discovery that changes everything. I can become a sheik if I steal his clothes, and then I could bid at the auction as the sheik. I've always wished I was an Arab leader, as you get to have 4 wives. If one of them ever nagged you too much, you could just say you caught them smoking pot and then they would get stoned. How do I get this outfit when he's in a crowded room? Well, to become a sheik, you need to think like a sheik. I take cover behind the banquet table and toss my frag grenade. This sends the auction into absolute mayhem. I then post out on the auction room's balcony, pull out my silent sniper rifle from its tiny briefcase, and shoot the sheik in the face. The guards seem to be more concerned with bagging the bodies than locating the person actively killing people. This is probably a direct order from Diddy. As soon as the pulse stops, he demands the bodies are bagged, left in his office for 3 to 4 hours, de-oiled, and then taken to the pig farm. In a moment of madness, I drag the sheik's body out to the balcony in plain sight. I then heroically mow down 2 people watching, as they'll blow my disguise as cover if they see me change clothes. I quickly put on the sheik's fit and hide on the side of this, hanging on for dear life. If anyone spots me, at least I look like Middle Eastern royalty. I shimmy around and hop back into the party. No one suspects a thing, just a white Caucasian sheik enjoying the mineral water and tapas. I head back to the auction and prepare to bid, but now with a sheik's budget. I'm glad they're removing the bodies. It's hard to be fiscally responsible with my tenders when there are corpses stenching the room out. I sit down and I wait. I wait a long time, like at least 10 minutes. No option ever appears to bid, and it becomes apparent that I've been cucked. I then remember my actual mission isn't to bid for a giant baby oil, and so I make my way towards Ghislaine Maxwell. She is in her office, likely watching 2004's People's Choice Award winner Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Unlike Captain Barbossa, Maxwell doesn't have a merry crew of undead men. She only has one guard, and I stab him with my combat knife. In a tragic and truly sad moment, Ghislaine Maxwell proceeds to take her own life right there in the office. The coroner report will read that she shot herself 17 times with a handgun at close range before collapsing on the cold office floor. 1 target down, 1 to go. I make a run for it before the poorly hidden bodies are found. It's now time to find Diddy. I search the mansion, but then stumble across something way cooler. All the oiled up shirtless male models on break. If you look extremely closely, you can actually see they are all the exact same NPC model, not different unique men. I find Diddy cruising around, being an objectively bubbly host. He loves to hang out in highly populated areas, so we'll need to cook up a plan. It's crazy, isn't it? You release 7 gangster rap albums and then dip your toe in the human trafficking pool, and suddenly no one refers to you as Diddy the rapper. They refer to you as, well, let's just say there's only one P in P Diddy and only one P in the kind of rapper he is. I decide I want to snipe him, but realize I don't even have my briefcase. I retrieve it from the addict's lost and found, re-secure my rifle, and head towards the sniper perch I located earlier. Licking my lips, I reach the gate, and it's locked. I have electronic keycard hackers, but not a normal lockpick. The only thing that can stop a modern-day assassin is an iron gate built during the Renaissance. I begin the great search for a crowbar, and minutes into my journey I run into Jimmy Hopkins from Rockstar's hit game Bully. This is the closest thing we'll get to Bully 2, so I cherish the moment. As the dirty water from the Paris canals fills his lungs, I know I've done him a favour. Better to drown in God's sweet nectar than get finger blasted by Prince Harry. I lock in so I can finish the job I've been paid moderately for. I whip out the most dangerous weapon I have, my camera. I use it to survey the land and then remember that this mission has fireworks. Looks like Diddy and his pals won't be the only things exploding tonight. I head inside the mansion and immediately find the firework detonator on a table. Now only missing a crowbar to unlock the iron gate, I begin the search. It lasts an extremely long time as I take a gander at every inch of the estate. It felt like the firework detonator would be the hard one to find, not the crowbar. Agent 47 can defeat anything except an old iron gate. After tens of hours of searching, if not hundreds, I find a crowbar and beeline it to the sniper perch. The only thing that can stop me now is a pulled hammy, but the tactical slow jog makes this scenario unlikely. I pop open the gate and enjoy that sweet taste of victory. I take out my sniper rifle, attach it to my back somehow, climb to my sniper's perch and survey the landscape. Other than the fact that the majority of the guards have immaculate style, I don't see Diddy. I detonate the fireworks. A daytime firework display is like baptizing your newborn baby in cherry freeze flavored prime. At least the guards are enjoying themselves. God knows they've earned a break. Diddy comes out and he's baffled. He hasn't been this confused since his PR team taught him about consent. I line up Puff Daddy and pull the trigger. Some will remember him as a gangster rapper. Some will remember him for his atrocious crimes. I personally will remember him for paying me $200,000 to take this video down. Hit like if you enjoyed, check out my other channel Papa Pelly and my GTA 5M server Hydrate. I love you.